All right, so we're starting with Dawn of the Dead 1978, the definitive zombie film, in my opinion. Night of the Living Dead kind of sets the foundation, but I think this is where Romero really puts everything together to create what will become the zombie in modern film. In three, two, one, play.
Yeah, so I might as well just get the 4K of this because basically the only times I've watched this movie are through YouTube uploads. It's the only way I've ever watched this movie.
What I love about this movie is it doesn't feel the need to have like a drawn out prologue or like set up characters. You just boom, you're in it.
You're in it. Just throw you right in.
Why do they have shag carpeting on the walls?
It was
God
70s.
damn it, 70s.
Why is the carpet all wet, Todd?
And
I don't know, Margot.
Hayden, we're about to get a shot of a guy sitting in the chair with like a headset on. And that is George Romero.
Oh, okay.
And his ex-wife sitting next to him. I don't think they were married at this point. I think because she's one of the producers on this movie.
There, right
They're
there.
married for a while. Yeah.
The guy with the beard. Which is funny because I've only ever seen Romero when he's older, and he has the giant ass glasses.
Yeah,
it's his trademark.
He's completely unrecognizable here.
I love these TV segments. It really portrays like we're at the end, and they're not trying to maintain like TV standards or censorship. You're not running a talk show.
It almost feels like something you'd see in RoboCop.
Yeah.
What's interesting though is that this movie, like you said, there's no like build up to the apocalypse. We're right in the middle of it, but it doesn't throw us right into the middle of a zombie scene. It throws us right into the middle of a chaotic scene of people arguing.
Yeah.
Which
like
it's always been the more interesting thing about zombie stories is how it affects people.
Yes.
Yeah, you could take like just any talk here about the zombies and how they get up and kill and who they kill, get up and kill. Like you take that out and then just insert the scene into like anything, and it's just reality. Like anything can get us to this point.
Well, and what's cool is this works, I think, as a natural continuation of Dawn. We're just in a different part of the world at a different, of day. No, God damn, of Night of the Living Dead. But you don't have to have seen Night to see Dawn.
Right.
And kill. Well, I love that guy's line delivery. All they do is kill. The people that they kill get up and kill.
Kill.
Yeah. Well, like you're saying, I'd call it a loose sequel to the original in that, yes, like there is a technical progression, but it also functions like, this is happening relatively shortly after the first one, even though this was made like 10 years later. But don't think about that. Doesn't matter.
Well, and what's interesting too, have you guys ever done a marathon of watching all three movies back to back?
I have not, and I really want to.
It is a really interesting experience because you can track the zombie evolution. Like in the first movie, they're able to. Some of them are able to use like tools, and then you're like, well, that's because he hasn't really figured out what a zombie is. But no, that carries forward here later in the movie, and then it kind of culminates with Day. He's not forgetting any of these ideas, and he's really expanding on them. Mm-hmm. Hayden looks bored.
No, I'm trying to figure something out.
Oh.
Like, what are they talking about?
Hello, Tyler.
No, that's not what I'm trying to figure out. I was having technical difficulties.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
And so I've always loved this movie, but I had a really interesting experience with this right after COVID, where I was like, oh, this is happening to us right now.
Yep. Which is kind of the easy thing to say about any zombie movie, and I remember at the time, certainly a lot of people were like, "Oh, Night of the Living Dead or whatever, Dawn of the Dead, it's happening right now
But
in real life."
but I think Dawn goes a step further because the idea here is that this has gotten so out of control because nobody could get along and cooperate to deal with the situation. And you don't get that a lot in zombie movies. Usually it's just, well, you're in a post-apocalyptic. But in here, Romero is saying, no, this happened because we couldn't stop bickering and arguing.
Yes. Yeah, that becomes one of like the foundational core themes of zombie stories. And is this film the first instance where like the ghouls or the undead, is this film the first instance where they're referred to as zombies? Because it only happens once in the movie, and it's from Peter from Kin Foray. But they're not like widely referred to as that. But there is a scene where he calls them zombies, like a character in the movie calls them zombies, but they're not widely called that.
I would have to say so because unless there's something I'm missing, we don't get a non-Romero zombie movie until Return of the Living Dead in the 80s.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah,
and then,
and did they say zombie in that in Return of the Living Dead?
I don't think so.
I forgot that they said it in this movie.
I don't think they do. Tyler wants to know, where does this one sit alongside the other Dead movies? This is my personal favorite.
Mine too.
I'd have to watch all three of them again. This was always my favorite. I have to say, as I've gotten older, more and more I've started to prefer Night.
Oh, don't say that. Why say that?
And when people
this is unhinged.
Yeah, when people complain about modern movies being too political, it's like, show them this. Yeah, this is, and I'm saying this as a compliment. It's almost like Romero gets it out of his system in this opening sequence, because this just throws you into like, oh god, like this is very overt social commentary. It's so violent and dark and fucked up. And then we take a break from that for a while and we do the mall stuff where
which is more incidental social commentary inherent in the premise.
Yeah.
Hayden, what do you think of that cop?
Well, you know.
Well, that was a big answer.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Hayden's over there like, that guy did nothing wrong.
He's like, what can you do?
I'm watching Field of Dreams, so.
It wouldn't fucking surprise me.
What?
I said it wouldn't fucking surprise me.
Hayden, we're doing Field of Dreams next week.
Oh, okay.
You didn't get the memo?
No,
Tyler, I'm heading out for now. Hope the movie's great. I might be able to catch the end of the commentary. Have a good day, man.
Have a good night.
He did not use a Wilhelm scream there.
For shame.
No, I think this is a great scene, and I think it's really interesting that we have this. Then when we get to the remake, Snyder and Gunn keep the cop character, but without any of the commentary.
No, I've been trying to figure out my sound for like 5 minutes because it's really out of whack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I got it.
Okay. Do you need a timestamp, or are you still synced up?
8:03.
So
that head explosion.
That head explosion is fantastic. So Hayden, I don't know if you know this, but the reason that scene exists is that zombie head mold is actually a mold of the blonde woman for the cut ending of this movie, but then they changed the ending because in the original ending it was going to end with her sticking her head in the helicopter blades. But they just had that, so like, well, what do we do with it? So they just put like some shitty facial hair on it and painted it, and let Tom Savini blow it up with a shotgun.
That's excellent. Awesome.
I don't think I knew that was the same head mold. I knew that was the original ending, but
yeah, that's why that whole scene exists, just because they had it.
What we're saying is she should be canceled for blackface.
Oh,
this movie's not woke.
0 out of 10.
Well, this movie did just say the N-word, so I don't think it was woke anyway.
Oh no.
So this movie is one of my favorite movies, and I love all 4 individual characters. Could not begin to tell you their names except for Flyboy. That's because it's a nickname.
Ken Foree is Peter, because he's my favorite character. He's awesome.
You got Doug Funny. You got Calvin.
You got
Hobbs,
Patty Mayonnaise.
Patty Mayonnaise.
Shoot it in the head, man.
The blonde guy is Roger, I think.
It's this guy.
Oh, is that Roger? I thought maybe that was Flyboy. Oh, Kyle's in the chat.
No.
Sluttiest group I've ever seen. Well, okay.
The what?
Sluttiest group I've
We're
ever
the
seen.
sluttiest group he's ever seen.
That's true.
It's true.
Especially Noah.
And
Oh, yeah.
what I appreciate about this movie is Romero's not interested in making the zombies like really menacing, like they're just things. But I always believe when people are having trouble dealing with one of them. And he doesn't shy away from just showing how fucked this entire situation is.
Yeah, this sequence is what like the entirety of the Crazies is. That is a
Yes.
very angry, nihilistic
okay.
movie.
I always forget about the Crazies. I still need to watch that.
It's a good movie.
It's interesting though because for how lighthearted and like fun the rest of the movie is, it starts off really fucked up. and dark.
Yes.
I like that structurally because then you get a bit more of that right at the end when all the
I-
zombies flood into the mall.
I love that editing choice of he holds the gun to his face and then it cuts to the main guy and you just hear a blast and he looks over like, God damn it.
Yeah, he's having a rough night.
Here's the best character in the movie.
Here he is.
He's great.
It's Joe Grizzly.
Yeah.
It
Is
is.
that his name in Halloween? Joe
he's-
Grizzly.
He just got done eating a burrito supreme and he's got a fat one to drop.
He should have walked out to Tom Sawyer.
Yeah. Wait, was this song even out at this point?
Yeah, I would think so. Maybe not. But
No, actually, no.
it wasn't.
Because
Okay.
Moving Pictures was 1980, I think.
Okay, nerd.
I like Rush.
Shut up, nerd.
And then this really just matters to me, but Ken Foree is actually from Indianapolis. I live
Oh,
about an
awesome.
hour away from where he was born.
Indiana's not real.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh,
You should
Just-
go.
just because you work at the store that's located in Hawkins doesn't mean it's not real.
what?
I don't know.
John's yapping.
You should go find Ken Foree and bother him.
I should. I don't
I
even know
want
if
to-
I don't know if he still lives here. Like
I feel like he'd be mean to me.
this priest right here is gonna have a line that I think kind of boils down this entire movie.
What happened
As
to
long
your
as-
leg?
This very Italian priest.
Gabagoo. If the priest was Polly, it'd be the best movie of
Oh my God.
of all time.
If he was Polly or really any character from The Sopranos.
Oh no. Try to think of the dumbest one it could be.
Like Vito.
I haven't even finished The Sopranos. I'm on season 3. I need
Oh,
to do that.
damn. Okay, then you probably don't know
I-
what Vito is.
I don't.
Right here. You are stronger than us, but soon I think they'll be stronger than you. Kyle asks, if you work in Hawkins, do you only sell Stranger Things?
Ooh.
It's true. Hayden
The
sells
store
Stranger
bit.
Things.
And the substance.
Yeah.
This store bit's never gonna end, is it?
No.
Well, it's not a bit.
Oh yeah.
You work at a store.
The store.
You gotta give
Not-
me that employee discount, by the way.
Not all right.
Here's just a classic zombie shot. Bunch of arms coming through the window.
Yes.
So, Hayden, how do you feel about the zombie design in this one? Because obviously, people are more mixed on it. I like it. I think it gives a little bit of a stylization.
It just looks like powdered sugar, but
I like it for this movie, but it's not
No,
my
yeah.
favorite.
No, it looks okay. Like
No, I mean Day of the Dead has like some of the greatest zombies.
Has the best.
Kyle
Day
loved
of the
the
Dead
pity
has the
laugh
best
to that
zombies.
joke.
what?
Oh, Kyle said I love the pity laugh.
Ha 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 ha.
I like the idea of them kind of just being blue just for the fact that they are corpses. So their skin would look a little different and, darker like that. But
This is
like,
horrifying. Just the idea of like when you think about it, what have they been feeding them?
Because the transfer of this I'm watching is in like 2p. I didn't even know they were blue. They look white.
What do you mean?
It depends on the
Some of
light.
them
It depends
are-
on the lighting. Sometimes they look kind of green.
it's a very pale shade of whatever color.
Wait, what do you mean it's in like 2p? Are you watching like a DVD rip or something?
Maybe.
It's on. I sent you a 4K video.
Well,
Check your video settings.
You okay down here, man? No, I like that this is a very colorful, vibrant movie. It has a
Yes.
very specific look, and you really get that with all the fake blood. But Day of the Dead has like the best gore.
That is
the
Tom
best
Savini's
zombie makeup.
masterpiece.
Yeah, that is the
There's a-
quintessential zombie look.
Okay.
There's a bit of a comic booky vibe to the zombies in this too.
Yes. Real quick, I don't want to keep harping on this, but Hayden's not going to be able to do much if he can't see. Did you fix it?
Okay.
I'm looking. So no, it caps at 720.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. Just the way you described it, I thought it was like blurry and pixelated.
It was earlier. It's fine now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But it is not
We
a
did it.
4K.
We're gonna get to scenes with zombies in a brighter lighting, so you'll be able to see them better.
Kyle says, get it together. Yeah, Hayden.
Get it together, man.
I have not had it together all day. I'm falling apart.
Rough day at the store.
Yeah, always.
He ran out of Stranger Things.
We ran out of the substance and we were
I
getting.
like the idea that the store only stocks number one, the substance, and then I would assume Blu-ray copies of Stranger Things.
So real quick, in
The
the extended cut of this is a longer scene, and the guy that plays Rhodes in Day of the Dead is in this scene.
Oh, okay, cool.
Awesome. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
this guy is the best actor in the movie. I would say.
We're going to the island. What island? Any island. Which remind me to talk about that when we get to the remake, because I think James Gunn loves that line.
Yes.
I also love you got any cigarettes? No. Then they take off and everybody's lighting up.
No.
You gotta get out of here.
I don't know why I just thought of this there because either one of you were in the movie. Somebody was like, "Awesome." In college, there's like this trivia night thing we did, and it was guest hosted by one of the people in one of the Sharknado movies.
Oh, really?
Well, the only reason I thought of that is because my buddy, like, there was like a message thing, and my buddy messaged him and said, "I love you," and the guy messages back, "Awesome!" exclamation point.
Awesome.
So we used to say that to each other in college. We'd be like, "Ryan, I love you." Awesome.
That's more praise than anyone from Sharknado ever got, I think.
He just wanted to be weird and say, "I love you."
My headcanon is that they're going to the house from Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah,
they're kind of flying over this countryside, yeah.
Well, because from that shot, it kind of looks as the same kind of group that finds the house at the end of that movie.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good headcanon.
Yeah, this stuff's a pretty natural continuation of the first one. It's just
This is
people
how
hanging out, having a good time.
this is what Hayden would be doing in the zombie apocalypse.
Why?
You should go hunting.
Well, it's just normal Midwest activities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is just the Midwest on a normal day.
I mean, it does feel like we're watching a documentary right now.
No, if there was a zombie outbreak, I'd just go to my parents' house. They live in the middle of nowhere.
Kyle, wasn't Tara Reid in Sharknado, or am I thinking Piranha? No, I think she's in the sequels.
I think she's in all the Sharknados.
When
I've
She's
never-
definitely in the first one.
I've seen
never
like the
seen-
first one, and I thought it was terrible. But
Yeah.
now that I mention, I think you're right. It's funny.
No,
Her
she's in
career
the
kind
first
of
one.
peaked with American Pie.
Those kind of movies are just not my thing. Like bad
Yeah.
on purpose, but not like
It just
I hate
ruins something about it.
there's.
that. Yeah.
I love funny bad, but it's not this. It's not like.
Has to be genuine.
Yeah.
And even if it's not, it's gotta be like it's gotta be something about it, like that Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter movie we watched.
Well, but that's what we're saying is that's like a genuine. This guy just wanted to make a movie.
I don't think he was trying to make a bad movie, though.
Yeah,
We should do a
Asylum.
commentary on that.
The Asylum are like making bad shit on purpose.
Yeah, that's just not like not fun.
I love this zombie because you can tell that his head has been rigged for the effect.
Get cut off.
Got this really weird Frankenstein
Um,
flat top.
I want to mention the music before we get away from it too, because I think this track here was sampled in Shaun of the Dead or
Yes.
something else that Edgar Wright did.
Yeah, no, it is
That's
Shaun of the
Shaun.
Dead. It's the scene where Shaun stumbles out of the kitchen after Liz breaks up with him. It's a twofold reference. You get the Dawn of the Dead music, and he's doing a Bub impression.
Oh yeah, yeah, and obviously that movie also uses the gong music, which we'll get later.
The Gonk.
Gunk.
The gong.
Greatest
I
piece of music
love
of all
the
time.
Score of this movie,
Yes.
which is by Goblin.
Yes.
As they were credited at the beginning of the movie, The Goblins.
The Goblin.
You should watch. No, at some point you should see if you can watch the European cut of this film. That's supervised by Argentino. It cuts out a lot of the humor, but it adds more Goblin music. It's a very strange cut.
Yeah.
If you've ever wanted to see Dawn of the Dead, but without any of the goofy shit, that's the cut for you.
Isn't
Yeah,
that the one
see-
that's renamed Zombie, or am I thinking of something else?
No, it's just a recut of this movie. You're thinking of So, Zombie or Zombie 2 is an unofficial Italian sequel to this movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Which is a great
this
movie.
was-
A zombie fights a shark. It's peak. But,
Yes. Yeah.
So this is Zombie in
Yeah,
Italy.
and it, yeah.
Yeah. So
Which
that movie's Zombie 2, and
In Italy, that movie is Zombie 2 because this is Zombie. Here, this is Dawn of the Dead, and that movie is just Zombie.
Yeah, I can't think of a single film on the same level as Night of the Living Dead that branches off into so many different franchises. Because you have the official sequels, you have the Italian zombie movies, you have the Return of the Living Dead franchise. It's kind of insane.
And people always complain about, people are too good at things in zombie movies. Like, everybody always hits a headshot. I need them to watch this movie because Flyboy is, like, the most incompetent person I've ever seen in a movie.
You've ever met?
Yeah, I've met Flyboy.
you've met him on screen.
I wish. I love that hammer swing. Like, what were you doing there?
Oh,
I kind of like that not everyone, but a lot of people are incompetent
No.
in this movie.
I really like that. Like, the two most competent people are the police guys. They're trained for this.
Everyone feels very real, like they're all humanized. Even
Yeah.
the most competent ones kind of mess up later, like Roger does.
Hayden, how do you feel about this?
There it is.
Zombie. Yeah.
Flathead's
head.
my favorite zombie.
That's such a good kill.
It's so good. That had to be,
I
like,
like-
really
how
dangerous to get done.
I like how it's really silent too. It's like
Yeah. Oh god.
You couldn't do this in a movie now.
Kill zombie kids.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not even zombies. They're just kids.
Yeah, Kid Furry just walked in, and then there's kids, and he started firing. It's really weird.
Peter, that wasn't blood. They just have Chef Boyardee all over them.
Kyle says funny bad is Terrifier. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's some good, like, legitimately good stuff in that movie, though.
I started blasting.
Yeah. I love that turns into, like, a recurring joke for a minute, where he's, like, trying to hit him, and they go, just stop.
Yeah, well, Flyboy, and I'm glad they don't play it up too much, but he is emasculated a few times in this movie, particularly in the first half, and you can tell that really bothers him.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because I feel like in a modern zombie movie, he's the human antagonist at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what Romero will do.
I think a factor why this one stands out from the other two, and is part of the reason of its success and why it's the fan favorite for a lot of people, is it is nice that a lot of this movie is just this very small group of characters who mostly get along and work together, because this trilogy is bookended by movies that are just constant arguing.
Yes.
Which is fine for those movies, but I think that does kind of add to the charm and rewatchability of this, that it's not
and I love Day. Like, Day, I think all three, like, this is one of the greatest trilogies of all time. I love Day. I think of the problem with that is just on the surface. A lot of the central characters feel like, well, we're just doing the Dawn characters again, but slightly different. Like, you've got the pilot, who's kind of like Ken Foree and Flyboy mixed together. You've got the woman scientist is a lot like Fran, thank you. Names. I hate them.
I hate them.
I hate them.
The guy, the, like, weird soldier guy is like a mix of Flyboy and Roger.
But in this movie, you get a lot of banter between the four of them, and there's a camaraderie there that's not there in the other movies.
I'd say Day has some of that. We're thieves and we're bad guys.
The thing with Day is that, you got, I'm running this monkey farm now, Frankenstein.
Yeah, one of the greatest villains of all time.
That jump cut I've always found jarring. Not even that it's bad, just that hard cut from, like, it's in the middle of the night, they're flying the helicopter, and then, oh, it's daytime now, okay. How much time passed? Who knows? But
Day has dawned. Kyle says that Flyboy annoys the fuck out of him. I think he's supposed to, though, like, at least at first. I don't know, he redeems himself to me once they take over the mall, and, like, he's able to contribute more.
Well, he has actual growth, and I think he's annoying in a few scenes, but it's not overbearing. They don't make that his entire character. And all the characters in this movie, you learn very little about them. They're not the most fleshed out, but you just get a lot from their interactions and specifically their banter.
And they still manage to feel real.
Yeah, it's the actors that bring a lot of humanity and personality. Because on the page, like, there's not a whole lot.
Which is funny, because this is at the time a bunch of amateur actors. Yeah, they didn't get a bunch of big names. And I think the only one that went on to be in other stuff is Ken Foree. I know the actress that plays Fran is in, like, Creepshow, but you don't ever really see her.
I can say that I haven't really seen the other guys in anything else that I can think of.
The only thing I've ever seen them in is the Dawn of the Dead remake.
yeah, because they have cameos.
Yeah.
I also like that this is early enough before, like, the mall craze of the 80s that the movie has to stop and explain what a mall is.
Yeah, I've always found that line funny.
And now malls are dead.
Yeah.
Malls are dead.
Dude, one of the saddest things of my childhood was watching my local mall, like, wither and die.
Yeah, we have an abandoned mall near us that homeless people walk into all the time.
My local mall is just a haven for old people to mall walk. Right.
Kyle, doesn't he get die because he gets too cocky while messing with it? No, that is Roger. Who is on the like cover of half the releases of this movie, which is like a giant spoiler.
Yep.
It is not on this one. They commissioned all new artwork for this, which I really like.
Hell yeah.
Oh, awesome.
But I remember I had the DVD Ultimate Edition, which was basically the same thing where it came with like all the cuts. And one of the like fold out things was just his zombie face. I was like, oh,
Yep.
good thing I've seen this before.
That's funnier to me, I think, just because the shot where it's revealed that he's a zombie is pretty awkward. Where it's just that flat shot of him staring at the camera.
Oh, I love that shot.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
That just looks weird. That's weird.
It's weird.
All zombies.
It's
look
weird.
Bit weird, isn't it?
Isn't it?
This is one of those quotes I love to quote all the time. Don't knock it. It's got its own key.
I mean,
love
hot
Spam.
take. I think Spam is overhated. I think it's fine. It's serviceable.
I don't think I've ever tried Spam.
Spam's bad.
It'll get you through a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
I've only heard the Weird Al song Spam, but I've never had Spam.
Go eat some spam
Noah,
on camera.
Noah, go get a can of Spam, fry it up, and then next time we do a video together, tell us how you liked it.
Oh, I thought you meant eat it on camera.
Yeah, review spam, Noah.
We're gonna do the Haven of Horror Spam review.
Yeah.
No, we're changing the name to Haven of Spam.
Haven of Spam.
We're gonna review all the spams. They have different flavors.
Of course they do.
Do you see pumpkin spam? That was a thing.
Ugh. Is there anything that hasn't gotten like a pumpkin variant at this point?
I'm sure most things have. I saw a video of people trying like every spam they've made, and I'm like, oh my god.
Robert, because we were talking about Pop-Tarts the other day, I got an advertisement like right after that for Pop-Tarts, and they brought back their cookie dough flavor. I kind of want to try that.
When I was a kid, my favorite was strawberry milkshake, and they didn't make it for a long time, but I found it the other day, and I'm like, I'm not buying that. I don't want Pop-Tart.
That didn't sound very good.
Because I wasn't there for the Pop-Tart conversation, I just have to ask, do you guys prefer them toasted or not toasted?
I don't toast mine.
Toasted is better, but it's more of just a convenience thing. Like 90% of the time, if I eat a Pop-Tart, I'm just gonna eat it.
No, I forgot you weren't there. You missed Robert freaking the fuck out over.
I heard about it,
and I will again.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I'll do it again.
Kyle says that Spam is peak. Yeah, I mean it's good.
If you make like $1 a year.
Whoa! We don't shame people for not making a lot of money here.
I do.
Fuck you.
No, just because you make bank at the store doesn't mean you can.
Yeah, selling those bootleg Stranger Things Blu-rays.
I sell bootleg DVDs. I make $500,000 a year.
Kyle says toasted for Pop. Yeah, I just pull them out of the plastic and eat them. I don't toast them.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a Pop-Tart fan at all, but I think I prefer them.
Whoa! What?
You call yourself an American.
That might be the worst take I've heard tonight.
I don't like Pop-Tarts all that much. I'm sorry.
They're fine. I mean, like I liked them a lot as a kid. I don't, as an adult, I'm not gonna go out and buy Pop-Tarts.
Well, if they brought back the cinnamon roll ones,
God damn it!
fuck them up,
Robert,
you would like them.
Shut up.
Move on.
Those aren't even the best Pop-Tarts.
They are.
No, it's the s'mores.
No, I don't like the s'mores ones, but I don't like marshmallows.
But you like the strawberry milkshake one. That just invalidates your entire argument.
I did.
Yeah, the slide whistle's peak.
They took notes from Man with the Golden Gun.
Oh god.
Well, and what I like is that I feel like in most movies you wouldn't want mall music in it because people are like, well, it's not very cinematic. Romero's like, no, they're in a mall. There's gonna be mall music.
I love that bald like Buddhist zombie.
Yes.
Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Yeah, Kyle agrees with me. S'more Pop-Tarts. Fuck you, Robert.
That's
But I don't like marshmallows, so I can't eat s'more Pop-Tarts.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
That zombie looked like Gandhi from Gandhi 2 in UHF.
Yes.
I love how prophetic this film was in at the time, the boom of mall culture and what he's talking about here, because this could have fallen on its face so easily and been so quickly dated if by the 80s, like if malls like, oh, they didn't work, they didn't take off, but no, like this was
Malls were like a really like a thing for a while, and then like died really fast.
decades. Yes.
Well, and it's funny too, because at least from memory, the way Romero talks about it is he wasn't thinking of any of that. Just a friend of his owned this mall. It was like,
yes,
it'd be fun to make a movie here, and
yeah, that inspired the whole idea, because it's not just, oh, people are stuck in a place again trying to survive zombies. It's, oh, this is a place where you could actually survive long term.
Yeah.
It's a survivalist's wet dream to be here, and I'm glad he knew a guy who had a mall, because that covers most of the budget.
Well, and now they're wanting to tear the damn thing down.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Where's the mall?
Pennsylvania? Because I think that's where he shot all 3 of these.
I'd love to.
Yeah,
I would love to go visit this mall.
Because I know
before they tear it down.
I know AVGN did a video. He went either to the I can't remember if it's the mall or the house from Night, but he has a video where he visited one of them.
I think he did go to the mall.
Knowing him, it's probably the house from Night.
Oh, see, I would think knowing him, it's probably the mall.
Because I think he prefers Night, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think he does.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I don't know. As a casual fan of his videos, my favorite stuff was when he talked about, like, Friday the 13th or the Dead movies.
I love James Rolfe. Like I did. I don't really watch him now, but
Does anybody?
I don't watch new AVGN.
Well, no one watches new AVGN, but I think.
Does he still do that Red Letter Media ripoff series? I don't think so.
No, because I don't think those guys were so hated that they're not on the channel anymore.
Oh, so are they just gone now?
I think they might work for, or like he might. I think he works for them. Actually, it's the other way around.
Yeah, they bought Cinemassacre, I think.
Which is really funny because it's just like, imagine your boss is like obsessed with you and wants to be in your YouTube videos.
So I'm not gonna lie. If I was in a mall and didn't have to worry about, like, shoplifting, this is what I'd be doing: going around shopping, just taking whatever I wanted.
Video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video game.
Again, this movie is fun in a way the others aren't. In Day of the Dead, we're stuck in this damp bunker the whole time, and it's miserable. Here, you get the wish fulfillment of, maybe the zombie apocalypse wouldn't be too bad.
What I'm hearing is that John would risk going to GameStop during the purge to get.
Yeah. Let's take a shotgun.
Someone tries to kill you.
Thank you.
Dude, I'm just trying to get.
You just go into the GameStop. Like, what do you want?
Elden Ring.
Give me your entire inventory right now.
I like the idea that they'd be open.
Yeah.
Like, there's an employee in there.
He's really dedicated to his job. I love that one zombie that just falls over.
Yes. Well, and they're also a lot slower in this one, because in the first one they're kind of fast. Like, they're not running, but they're pretty quick. This is more of the iconic, just slow lumbering.
I'd say Night is inconsistent, because the first zombie moves like these.
I was gonna say the guy at the beginning runs.
Oh yeah, no, he does run. It's later when they slow down, and maybe Romero's kind of decided. I much preferred the shambling zombies. I know it's you're already breaking realism by having corpses come back to life. But I've always found it weird to have a decaying corpse be able to fucking sprint at you. It works for the remake because that's an action movie, but
for me, it depends on the take. I think generally I prefer slow zombies, but
in my zombie movie they fly.
They fly now?
Hayden remade. Hayden was responsible for the 2008 Day of the Dead.
Oh, I didn't know. Did they fly
But
in that?
the zombies don't fly.
They don't. No, they don't fly, but they're able to run on the ceiling.
Oh, that's cool. I think when you become a zombie, you immediately turn into Spider-Man. That's true.
No, Hayden, you're gonna hate me because there's like so many bad zombie movies we haven't done yet. I'm gonna wait specifically till you're available.
I'm gonna hate zombies by the end of this.
Have I ever told you about Day of the Dead 2?
I'm sure you have.
Have I ever told you the tragedy of Day of the Dead 2?
It's really bad.
Then Anakin's like, okay.
I've also seen.
I'm gonna go now.
I've also seen every remake of the Day of the Dead for some reason.
That has the most remakes, I think.
No, it's
right?
not.
Oh, is it? Oh, right, because that's public domain.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're gonna do Night of the Living Dead remake mania.
Oh no!
I'll die before we do that.
Oh.
You're gonna die in like 5 minutes, Noah.
Oh shit!
I put a bomb into your couch.
Flyboy wastes so many bullets in the scene, and it's really stressful.
Yeah. No, this is legitimately tense, though.
Yeah.
Also, this whole thing down here reminds me of the underground fight in RoboCop 2.
But to what you were talking about earlier, with this being pretty standalone and the first one not being required viewing, this was another Evil Dead 2 situation for me, where this is the first one I watched when I was a teenager, and then I saw the first one sometime after, and then Day of the Dead after that. But this like blew my mind when I first watched it. At the time, this was one of the most violent movies I had ever seen. I loved it. Like, this is one of the first zombie type movies I watched.
I don't remember which one I saw first. I know I'm aware of Night first because my dad owned it on VHS tape. And then I saw the remake in theaters, Dawn remake, which scared the shit out of me. And then I think I saw this after. And Dawn, the remake is technically more violent, but like I liked this one more. Obviously.
Well, John, I thought you were like 40 when the remake came out.
No.
He was 42.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Flyboy, you suck. I hope he just picks that one up and is like throwing it.
He killed that dummy. Yeah, I feel like in another movie you'd make Flyboy 10 times more insufferable and really bringing the group down. But instead, you get moments like this where Peter's like amping him up and like, no, come on, you got this. Let's go. It's the camaraderie that makes this movie so enjoyable.
Robert, you know who Flyboy is? He's been in the first season of Telltale's Walking Dead, where he's just like completely incompetent and everyone hates him.
Oh, this music is also sampled in Shaun of the Dead.
Yes. This is the music they use in the big... Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one I've never picked up on, Noah, until you mentioned it.
Yeah. No, because I saw Shaun of the Dead first. And that music always stuck in my head.
That jump scare scared the shit out of me the first time I watched this movie.
I'm torn because I like the tone of this movie a lot, but I think I prefer the vibe of night.
This is such a great kill. Although I don't know how that works with the rules. Like, did that go all the way into his brain?
Sure.
I guess it is kind of pretty far in there.
Yeah.
That was some smart editing, right? Like, you just see him kind of stab it, and then when you cut back, it's all the way in.
Oh yeah, it's great. And to what you were saying, Noah, I totally get that because the first film we've talked about this kind of Twilight Zone, very old school vibe to it. That's just classic horror. This is very 70s, which for me is part of the charm of it. But it just kind of depends on what you're in the mood for.
I think they're both great for what they are. It's just, I don't know which one I prefer at this moment.
I think I prefer this one just mostly for the characters.
Yeah,
it has better characters, yeah.
Night has like one character that I like.
Is it Barbara?
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously John's favorite is Barbara.
Wait, have you actually sat down and watched that yet?
No, not yet.
God damn it.
Oh.
I know. I don't like movies.
Except Fields of Dreams.
We noticed.
Except Field of Dreams.
Except for Field of Dreams and Turbo.
No, I don't even like Turbo. I've just seen it 100 times.
No, I like 95.
And Turbo.
No.
2017. No.
No, definitely not 2017. This is an excellent transfer. It's been a minute since I've watched it.
Weirdly enough, and I don't know because I don't know what a lot of people my age or even younger think of this movie if they've seen it at all. But
I just imagine people your age are like, "What's a movie?"
What is a movie?
I imagine people younger than me watch this and go, "Oh, this is boring." But I don't know. At the same time, though, I have a feeling that this movie might actually age well, despite the fact that malls are dead now.
I'd argue it already has.
Yeah, well, kind of for the fact that like stuff like liminal spaces have become popular with like internet horror.
That's true.
And you get that like dead mall kind of idea in this.
Well, it also feels like we've come back around to this stuff being retro and cool, because for quite a while, particularly in the 2000s, there was this notion of, oh, these movies are dated, they need to be updated, and you don't really see that, whether you like any of those remakes or not, and we'll talk about this remake later. That sentiment doesn't seem as widespread in media anymore, or with audiences. You don't.
No, the remake craze is dead.
Yeah, and specifically like the motivation behind it of like, oh, these movies are old, they're outdated, modern audiences can't get into them, and I think we've proven that that's just not true. That if you're open-minded enough and understand context, you can enjoy movies from any decade.
I think we've arguably swung too far in the other direction, where now we are obsessed with retro stuff and kind of like fetishize it.
Well, that's why the legacy trend kicks in after the remake trend.
And we need to play it on the channel still, but Dead Rising is so close to this that on the original box they had to put not associated with George Romero's Dawn of the Dead.
Well, this also feels prophetic and like, oh, this is just such a perfect video game premise.
Yes.
You know, it's like you collect things, you build up your inventory, you know, like there's like
one thing that drives me nuts about zombie video games, and this is an example of me being a purist, is that we have to like power them up to make it a video game thing. I would love a video game with like Romero zombies, where you have to hit them in the head or they don't stop. You know, resources are limited.
Is there not a game like that?
No, even survival games that like rely on limited resources, you have like spitter zombies and running zombies, and I don't know. I don't like all those different zombies.
Gandhi's back.
Yeah.
Well, I thought like Dead Island are those faster zombies? I guess.
Yes.
I haven't played those. Okay.
Those would be cool co-op games, Robert.
No, sure. Now I forgot that one idea for the first one that does carry over is them being afraid of fire, but I think that's only in this scene, and then I don't think that ever comes up in Day of the Dead.
I don't think so.
When I revisit this movie, I always forget that. Like, oh yeah, we do the.
Well, that is interesting because I don't think that's the one thing that I don't think is carried over into pop culture.
Right, and like I said, even by Day of the Dead, I don't think that's a thing anymore. Because by Day of the Dead, they're pretty definitive, like quintessential zombies and how they're portrayed and what they look like.
I like how she's obviously not trained, but like she's smart. She thinks on her feet.
Yeah, there's an interesting progression in the female protagonists throughout this trilogy, where you have Barbara, who's the most incompetent,
most useless character in fiction,
and then you have Fran, who's kind of the middle ground, who like does have growth, you know, who does have agency and start to hold her own throughout the movie. And then by the third film, we have a just badass female protagonist who just gets shit done.
Yeah.
It's Romero slowly realizing that he doesn't have to write women as helpless. Okay.
Well, and definitely, you know, just a sign of the time is changing.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, I still say the best Barb is the '90s one.
She's great.
Yeah.
Is he dead? No, arguably this is kind of an interesting for its time flip where arguably Flyboy is more useless than she is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she just looks done with him. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He's freaking out.
Already he's freaking out.
Because I love that his response to her being attacked is, you should see all the stuff we got.
It's so cool. There's so much stuff in here. Yeah, so the social commentary in this movie isn't exactly subtle.
No.
Zombies in a mall.
But
respect, how do you guys think this movie's aged?
I think it's aged amazing.
Well, and even if malls themselves are dead, this obsession with consumerism that's starting to kick in when Romero makes this movie, like, that hasn't gone away. Whether we have malls or not, it's just Amazon Prime that replaced
all online.
malls.
Well, when we remake this again, it'll be in an Amazon warehouse.
Oh no. It'll be internet zombies that get you when you're on Prime.
How do you even update this? It would have to be like online zombies.
How about a zombie tweet?
What's a tweet?
No, so you're right, like this isn't subtle, but what's funny, Noah, is it's never the movie, like that's all just surrounding the movie, where something like Diary of the Dead, that commentary is the movie.
Yeah. And it's also, it's not a criticism when I say it's not subtle.
No.
Well, in Day of the Dead, I'd say is the least subtle of the trilogy. It's the scientists versus the military.
Yeah.
This stuff is all taken real seriously too, as it should be.
Yes. Well, and extremely topical for the time. Just these very frank discussions of abortion.
Hell, there's movies nowadays that can't even bring that up.
No.
Don't go to Canada. There's going to be even more zombies there. Like I was saying earlier, I think these two in particular feel like just people within this situation.
Yes.
Like they're the most realistic. I think Fran is probably the most realistic female character in the trilogy, just because she is the middle ground between Barbara and the Day character.
I love this montage so much. I love the eerie
Oh my
music,
god.
the
I like the big fat
narration.
one.
He's funny.
They're playing hockey.
It's a really well edited movie too. Of course.
Yes.
There's a lot of great montages.
Jay from Red Letter Media says that one of Romero's strengths is he shoots a lot of footage, and then he knows how to edit it together. And I think there's some truth to that.
Just push the mannequin.
Ooh.
Yeah, the 2025 equivalent of this scene is just zombies just walking around with their phones out like this.
Yeah.
This feels like the commentary to say this on. Have I ever told you guys that I'm better about it now, but I used to be really afraid of escalators.
Oh,
that's pretty
no.
normal. I'm not.
I love this guy.
I really hate escalators. I avoid them when I can.
No, escalators terrify me. Maybe I've just seen too many horror movies, but I'm convinced something will go wrong on one of them. And especially the ones that are going down, I can't handle the sensation of being like moved downwards like that.
See,
I don't know.
I'm scared of heights, so it's up that bothers me more.
I also hate heights, so I avoid escalators if possible.
No, when I was a kid, I thought escalators were really fun, but now it is a thing where whenever I have to get on one, I will do that thing where like I double check my shoelaces.
Yeah, and then I hold the railing and I brace, and I always get made fun of.
No, I'm right there with you.
Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't like escalators. Leave me alone.
What Hayden is saying is one time somebody suggested playing eels and escalators with him, and he punched them in the face.
Yeah.
He took strong offense.
Hayden,
to
have
that.
you
I was
seen?
gonna ask you guys what you thought of eels, but
Have you seen Final Destination 4?
No.
You should watch it. There's a kill in there just for you.
Oh, good. One time when I was a kid, we had this like snow tubing, like skiing place, and there's the lift that takes you as like this escalator thing.
Oh yeah.
I fell off of it.
Damn.
Oof.
That
Glad you're alive. No, ski lifts are really scary. They're seem very unsafe. I've only gone skiing once.
It wasn't like a ski lift like the where you get in a chair and it's like a suspended. It's like it's this escalator like at the airport. Those like escalator things, but it goes up. And it's not stair escalator. It's like a conveyor belt. And I fell
it's
off
like one of those moving walkways.
Yeah. And I fell off the side of it and rolled down a snow hill.
Oh no.
That was really cool. My
You
mom was freaking out.
You turned into a snowman by the time you hit the bottom.
I like how pissed he is that he has to leave his gun behind.
I'd be pissed too.
I mean, Flyboy, you've wasted at least 200 bullets.
Yeah.
You don't get a say in this.
But also, she's in like a really small room. I'm not a gun expert, but I think you'd leave her the pistol.
Yeah, probably.
Not the big ass rifle.
If you're in a small space, a rifle's just gonna be inconvenient.
Yeah.
You need something you can turn.
Well, because he's got that pistol that he used in the underground scene there. I don't know why you wouldn't give that to her and keep the rifle.
And I love the wide scope of this movie, because even though we're just at this mall for most of it, like we explore so much of it, we're
Feels
outside
huge.
a lot. Like this has the biggest scope of them when. Because, like I said, in Day of the Dead, you're just kind of in this bunker 90% of the time.
Yeah,
Night's
that
just
brings
in the
back
house.
the more claustrophobic feeling of the
Mhm.
first one.
Yeah, and this, you wouldn't call it claustrophobia, but when you get to the climax of this movie, though, there is kind of a different type of fear it taps into, where it's like, oh, this place is too big to maintain, like, all the entrances and exits. Like, there's too much danger around you to keep track of, because sometimes more confined spaces are more convenient and safer.
Yeah.
And then coming up soon is going to be the scene that Robert and I quote all the time.
Hell yeah.
I also got to buy the soundtrack for this if it's available.
I think maybe they did like a vinyl reprint, but I'm not sure.
Oh, so I have to buy a record player.
Oh,
a record player.
I'm poor.
Get an old timey. Oh, we talked over it. There's one shot though of the zombies where there's this guy standing there and he doesn't have any makeup on. Like he's just a dude and he sticks out like a sore thumb. There he is. He's walking around in the background. I think he's got a suit on, but there's just one random guy. Yeah,
I saw him for a
he's got
second.
no makeup. He's just a guy.
What are you doing, guy?
What are you showing me?
He's just like,
He's blending in. He's getting a little too silly.
He's freaking out.
Yeah.
Okay, you get stopped. You just open the door.
So I think when we talked about Day of the Dead, I pointed out one thing that was sampled in a Gorillaz song. And I completely forgot this piece of music is sampled at the beginning of their album Demon Days.
Oh.
I think.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know a couple of their songs, but I've never done like a deep dive into
it. Yeah. I like Gorillaz well enough.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I love Gorillaz.
Monkey.
Monkey.
Gorilla. Look out.
Roger.
Roger.
I think this does a really good job of building tension.
Yes. Like Evil Dead 2 is the movie that really gets me into horror, outside of like the Universal monster films. But Evil Dead 2 for me was that perfect blend of horror and comedy and was just so awesome and different. This movie, like, I saw it not too long after that and like scared the shit out of me. Like I thought it was awesome, but I also found it legitimately scary. Like this movie fucked me up in a few places.
Fucking me up.
Fuck them up.
Scarred you.
Too many escalators.
Oh yeah.
Too many fucking. Yeah, it wasn't even the zombies. It was all the escalators.
Yeah, if they made an escalator themed horror film, I'd freak out.
Escalators frighten me. It's time my enemies share my dread.
Oh,
I'm Escalator Man.
Escalator Man, the Escalator.
I mean, that would be a dope vigilante movie, though. Somebody who exclusively kills his enemies with escalators.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, but you'd have to bring them to an escalator.
The escalator does sound like someone who like continually escalates his vigilante methods.
I like that this is turned from goofy to like he's legitimately starting to crack.
Yes, he has seen and done too much of this.
I think Romero does a great job of tone management, specifically in this movie, but also throughout what I've seen.
Oh, sorry.
But how this just went right from fun and like lighthearted to deadly serious. And of course we got this line.
We got this by the ass. Well, and no, with this movie specifically, I agree, because I think that's just how people are. Like, you can have somebody go from, you know, being really happy and almost forced to they're freaking out, like they're, you know, losing it.
And I think it's just really effective. There's a few other examples of that we'll get later in the movie too that I'll point out. The "we got this by the ass" line is something that I heard quoted from James Rolfe first.
Yeah, me too.
And I was like, what? Why is he saying it like that? That's weird. Then I finally watched this movie. I was like, oh, that's what that was.
He says that quite a bit, I think, unless I've seen the same video 100 times.
He's said that a few times in different videos.
What's the
I really like this piece of music.
The most. Yeah, it's good. The score in this movie is good.
Yeah.
He's going crazy. He's running over more zombies.
Zombie. Say zombie the way we say movie.
Zombie movie.
I go over to your house and go zombie.
Then you fucking eat me?
Yeah, that's how the apocalypse.
Well, there's a food chain. Noah eats Hayden, Robert eats Noah, and nobody eats me because I shoot you with a shotgun.
Do you have a shotgun, John?
I will find one.
I have one, so I don't think I'm gonna get eaten. Zombie. I'll hide in the store.
Yeah. You'll that scene and shit from Shaun of the Dead where they're throwing records at people, but with you it's bootleg Stranger Things Blu-ray
discs. And
I like the substance and bootleg Stranger Things.
Just like needles and Blu-ray discs.
And I like here, like, they're done, like they're out, and then Roger fucks up.
Yeah. Roger.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
All right, Trooper. I'm a person. My name is Roger.
I hope he starts saying quotes from Devil's Rejects.
I appreciate how Ken Foree is able to really maintain this like cool persona, but like he still is a character that I end up caring about.
Yeah.
Where he's like, look, you're playing with my life now. Get your head on straight.
Well, he's the guy you want to be with in this scenario.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's the you want him on your team, which is why he's my favorite character.
Noah's in this movie and he sees him and he's like, "Dad,
Dad,
Dad."
No.
Damn.
Oh no. Have we done Train to Busan yet?
No.
We've not.
We should do that.
I've never seen that. Yeah.
Good movie.
It's pretty good. I think it got a little overhyped personally, but
we'll wait for the American remake.
Yeah.
Oh.
It'll be better.
Train to New York.
Train to Albuquerque.
Chicago.
Train to Chicago. Train to Busan, but with Midwesterners would be the worst.
But I like that he could have gotten out of there, but he insisted on doing that stupid like gymnastics routine.
No, and this actor really, crazy. And he really sells the panic and the realization of, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. This sucks.
Yeah, I think before he doesn't give a bad performance or anything, but he's just kind of okay. I think he really comes into his own in these scenes when he has to, um, act panicked and like he's about to die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die.
He's made for real.
I mean, I'd probably last 2 days in the zombie apocalypse.
I'd be the last survivor. I'm confident.
No, I just push you into the horde.
I mean, you don't have to outrun zombies. You just have to outrun the buddy you're with.
Yeah.
Yeah, Noah.
Oh,
I love how like insane this gun store is.
I have seen
very of its time.
It's like the back end of a Bass Pro Shops. That's where I'd be in a zombie apocalypse. Is Bass Pro Shops.
Bass Pro Shops. I also bet a lot of malls, the ones that are still up, probably don't have gun shops in them.
No.
Well, maybe depending on the region.
Yeah, sure.
Another remake of this should be set in an abandoned mall because malls don't exist. And then like instead of
you
zombies,
could do something with that.
It's just homeless people.
Oh, well.
I love that. The only person that could miss with this is the sucker with the bread to buy it.
That's a good line.
Why didn't they stop by the gun store immediately?
They didn't think about it.
That's stupid.
You need Tallahassee from Zombieland and here.
This movie's bad. 0 out of 10.
Bad movie.
Bad movie. Now it's a Western all of a sudden. They got revolvers.
Revolvers are cool.
Yeah, cool. That's true. I like that he's just in a wheelbarrow now.
My dad's main gun is a revolver.
They roll now?
They roll now.
They roll now.
And then the remake will also have a character in a wheelbarrow, and I can't tell if that's a homage to this or coincidence.
I feel like that's no. I feel like that's an homage because the situation is very similar.
I mean, James Gunn has to be aware of that.
No,
the movie that he's remaking.
I would love it if he had never seen this. He's just.
But we'll get to it later tonight. But like it's a very loose remake. It takes.
It is a very
concept of this movie.
In my opinion, it is a very smart remake in that it knows it can't top the original, so it just takes the premise and does its own thing.
Yeah,
kind of like Texas Chainsaw or Friday the 13th, where you kind of get the trappings, but they're not trying to recreate the original one for one.
See, when the escalators stop and they're just stairs, I'm fine with them.
Now I'm determined to find an escalator horror movie to make Hayden sit through.
It's not gonna. I'm not like. It's not a phobia. I just don't like going on them.
There has got to be a 2B escalator horror movie.
Yeah. New vlog idea: Hayden rides escalators for 12 hours.
No, I wouldn't. Dead Meat just did a podcast episode on a 2B original. That movie sounds really screwed up.
Oh.
Is it about escalators?
No, it's called Match.
Oh, I've been hearing a lot about that movie. I don't know.
Yeah, Mike and Jay also talked
I've seen one 2B original and I thought it was fine. It had Melissa Barrera from Scream in it.
No. Oh, I forgot that in this scene they do have the flames to hold them back.
Yeah.
Which looks really silly, but it's
I
fine.
I want to be the guy in the wheelbarrow.
Me too. Well, it's very efficient, because like he's still armed, he's shooting them, like he is still contributing.
I don't think that blowtorch is doing anything, Robert. But no, I'm glad that you pointed that out, because a lot of times when I'm watching this, I forget about the fire thing. So I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with that thing? Like,
oh no, she kicked that over.
I love how offended that zombie looked when he got shot. He's like, "What?
What?
Wouldn't you be offended if somebody shot you?
Yeah, I'd be like, "Hey, man, that's not cool."
That's not cool. I'm bleeding out right now.
And then after that, Hayden would be like, fuck, I'm dying.
I'm dying.
Yeah, I would text the group chat and say, "Guys, I'm dying," and John would be like, "You hate everything."
Yeah. You hate living.
This bit makes me cringe so much when she starts
Ugh.
twisting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
His leg. Oh, felt that.
Oh.
No, John's the type of friend when his friend's dying, he'll be like, he's freaking out.
Yeah. Dying is. What do you think about it? Dying is a kind of freaking out.
I do like the idea that if the zombie apocalypse happens and we're some of the survivors and we get into a group, John would just throw all of us under the bus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
starting with Hayden.
Maybe just Hayden.
Not to like overestimate my own abilities, but I think I'd be pretty useful.
I think I'd
they're,
just go insane.
They're gonna go 88 miles per hour.
Stores. Hayden's the store expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
hey,
like,
Robert, what do you think happens if they start going 88 miles an hour in that car?
the engine gives out.
That's
No, I just mean like I'm from the Midwest and I grew up with guns. I might be semi-useful.
I've fired guns before.
I have quite a few.
I've seen zombie movies. The person that knows how to use a gun is always the most dangerous one.
It's true. This may be the silliest aspect of the movie, though, is if you were to hotwire a car in the middle of a mall, it's probably not going to have gas in it.
You don't know that.
Well,
the 70s were just a different time, Robert.
It's true.
I like how upbeat this music is.
It's so good.
Yeah, they're going on an adventure.
At times it sounds like a video game OST.
Yeah.
This is one of those times.
One of my favorite games as a kid was the Home Alone video game on the Sega Genesis, and the music in that game is shockingly similar to some of the music in this movie.
I didn't even know there was
very 8-bit.
I didn't know there was a Home Alone game on the Genesis.
Yeah, it's the good one. All the other ones sucked.
Yeah, I know there's like a weird PS2 game.
Yeah.
Which is funny because that's like that should be the easiest thing in the world to make a game out of.
Yeah. Make a new Home Alone game for the PS5. You know, when that series is profitable.
And make it M-rated.
That's exactly the
make it really bloody.
That, my dad carries with him.
I love how random the baseball player is.
Well, Romero loves that. He loves his like goofy, gimmicky zombies because
that's fun.
He'll sprinkle them in here and there, and then that reaches its apex in the third one where there's a clown zombie, there's a football player zombie.
I want like backstories on them. Like, how did they get bit? Why did they stay in those clothes until they died?
How to get burned?
I love fun zombies. That's a
yeah.
I think the first Zombieland's good at that.
We had a nun zombie in this.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
zombie. I haven't seen Zombieland in so long.
I like the first one a lot. The second one is mid.
The second one is just the first movie again.
That's what I've heard.
Aren't they doing a third one?
I hope not.
I saw the second one in theaters.
I don't believe you. You've never seen a movie.
I remember the second one came out, and everyone was like, "That was not good." So I was like, "All right, I won't see it."
I do like zombies getting hit by a monster truck. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's fun. That's objectively fun.
One of the actors from Victorious is in that movie.
Ariana Grande.
Wait,
Beth.
which? Oh, he's in that? I
Yeah.
forgot. I've only seen that
He's
movie
Lee-
once.
And he's also Leon in the Resident Evil TV show.
No, he's in the movie.
Oh, it's a movie. Okay.
I was gonna say, is Leon in the Netflix show?
No.
No, he's in the movie.
Yeah, that
I
movie's
know.
terrible.
I heard that they make Leon really stupid in that movie for some reason.
Yeah, he's the comedic relief. Isn't that what you've always wanted?
Why?
No, Leon in that movie is the most incompetent person I've ever seen in a movie. That's
awesome.
Irritating.
That's my Leon.
Yeah, he's just not, and he doesn't have any like one-liners.
No, he can't.
I mean,
he can't. He can barely function.
Resident Evil 2 Leon is not that competent. Like at first.
Don't say that. Why say that? I really want to do Welcome to Raccoon City, but it's like never streaming.
We got to do the other ones first.
Oh.
Have you? I assume you've played the 2 remake on the channel, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Why?
Oh.
I like that game a lot. Have you done all of them, or are you doing them in order?
We're doing them. Well, we were doing them in order, but we kind of skipped one.
Did you do 7?
No, we're on 5.
Yes, I know, but I didn't know. I didn't know if you started with 7.
Yes, we did them in order, but started with 7.
7's the first one I played.
That doesn't change how numerical order works.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
That's the Hayden order.
The Hayden cut.
It's 7, 5, 1.
7, 2 remake, 4 remake, 3 remake, and 8.
That's atrocious. I have played 7 on the channel before, but we're gonna do a new playthrough. It serves two purposes. 1, 9 is coming out soon, and 2, Robert's never seen a video game, so it kind of introduces him to video games.
Well, you don't see video games; you play them.
Well, you do see them.
Yeah, you do see them.
No one plays games with his eyes closed. So
Noah doesn't game.
Wait, is that not how you guys play?
No.
Video games?
Noah, are you blind?
No. You have to have a blindfold on.
No.
I got my PS5 blindfold every
you have
time
a PS5?
No, I don't even have a PS5.
You have a TV?
I don't.
Noah, so they finally released a proper PS5 port of Red Dead 1.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
I haven't gotten to play it yet, but apparently it does fix some of the stuff like the menus and stuff, which is nice. And you can also play Red Dead Redemption 1 on Netflix now.
You told me about that.
Why?
And I was like, what? Why? I thought that Netflix only had phone games.
Well, I think they released like a mobile port, so that's probably what it is.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. That's what should do Undead Nightmare on the channel sometime.
Yeah.
That's one of the games on the list. I need to actually go back and finish the first one again and get the platinum, but that's a grindy ass game.
This is a good montage too.
Yeah,
That's my
They're all delving into
having fun.
They're all devolving into capitalism.
Consumers.
the capitalism.
That's the wrong word.
Now we've become capitalists. That's my favorite line from this movie.
Yeah, you guys remember the montage in this where they start selling zombies shit?
Yeah,
They devolve into capitalism.
Well, this is where the store originates.
I mean, The Wolf of Wall Street with zombies would be peak. I'd watch that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zombie of Wall Street.
Just like the giant Wolf of Wall Street parties, but with zombies.
No, what I really wanted is they did that movie Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, and I kind of wanted them to just keep going and like making different classic things, but with zombies.
I mean, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is the best movie ever made.
It's not. It has the greatest scene in all of cinema, but the movie surrounding it is just like discount Batman Begins.
I did really I sent Noah that scene because it was insane.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I don't need the context for that, by the way. I'm fine.
No, you don't even need to watch the movie. Just that scene.
Yeah.
That whole scene is good though, not just the horse part.
But like no, you could do Of Mice and Men with zombies.
Of Mice and Zombies.
You could do
so
1984.
Because so I like that like he like throws his head forward when she does the hairdryer. I hate hair dryers. I find them really annoying and uncomfortable to use.
What about Forrest Gump with zombies?
Yeah.
That's
why he's
a
running.
classic novel.
Yeah, it is.
That's why he was running.
It's a movie. That's a bad movie.
It's based on
Shut
a book.
the fuck up.
It's based on a book, Noah. Did you not know that?
I forgot.
They go to space in the book.
Of course they do.
With a monkey.
With the monkey.
With the monkey, and then they crash land, and the monkey like kills a guy.
Oh.
Does that happen? That's not true.
Yeah, no, I'm not making that up.
Oh, Kid 4 is about to say the thing.
Oh shit.
Do you think the coat's a bit much?
Now that you so rudely interrupt me.
Man, shut up.
That's such a good fucking line. Great tagline for this movie too.
Yeah. What's cool is the Italian movie Zombie, which is technically a sequel to this. I actually watched that for the first time in October. It was cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and that's kind of an interesting companion piece to this movie. I don't think it lines up.
No, not at all.
Chronologically, and I don't understand how that's a sequel to this, but whatever. But it's cool because that movie is a bit more focused on like the classic voodoo zombie, but updating it.
That movie also has one of the grossest kills of all time. The eye.
And to clarify something, because we were talking about this earlier, so this movie was released in Italy as Zombie, and then we get the Italian sequel to this, Zombie 2. But then when Zombie 2 is released in America, it's just called Zombie.
Just because
you made me so far.
Well, and then and then it gets more convoluted because Italy then made Zombie 3, which I think was released here as Zombie 3.
Where is Zombie 2? Where is it?
Well, Zombie 3 is a meta movie because it's about them making Zombie 2.
Oh. And then I don't remember. There might be a Zombie 4. I don't know. I don't remember. But no, the scene where the zombie like grabs the woman and like pulls her onto the wood thing through the eye.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That was gross. Yeah, I was trying to think of which scene you were talking about because there's a few pretty good kills in that.
Peter.
This part of the movie with Roger's real sad, where it's basically just living with somebody who has a terminal illness. Because he's around for a while after getting bit, and it's real sad. And you don't get much like this in the first movie because that's all set in one night, and the people that get turned into zombies, it happens very quickly. but here we really draw it out and lean into that that metaphor.
I feel like this is one of the more drawn out transitions, like zombie, like it takes for someone to turn.
Here's Robert's favorite scene. I love that the camera
amazing.
guy like can't even keep it straight.
Well, that's how you know he's also like, like he's
Dummies.
dummies.
This guy has no patience for this shit. I love it.
Hey, shut up!
It's eye patch Francis Ford Coppola.
Francis Ford eye patch.
Well, he wants the zombie apocalypse to end so he can go make his Megalopolis movie.
God.
Megaflopolis.
Yeah.
You can go back to the club.
But what I like about this is technically he is correct, but he removed the morality from it and that people weren't ready to hear that.
So if I remember correctly, in Night, the mom is bit by her daughter. I think she turns into a zombie pretty quickly.
Yeah, well,
No.
she's stabbed to death by her, and then
Oh, she's stabbed. Yeah.
and then the daughter starts eating her, and then she turns into a zombie.
I love this
think it's very
zombie shot
disturbing.
where just
Yeah,
like
well,
the
and
blanket falls and then you just see the
Well,
face.
He gets much more detailed makeup than we've seen on the others. Like, he's not just pale; like he looks a lot more gaunt and corpse-like.
That's creepier than I
I love
remember.
the scene.
but-
Scary.
We've got to remain rational.
Logical.
Most illogical.
Bro's turning into a Klingon. Or, never mind. I'm a fake Star Trek fan. A Vulcan.
But
There you go.
I think that guy on the TV was right. Like that's ultimately what undoes everything. Is nobody can be rational, logical about it.
Which is why you should bomb the major cities.
Yeah. Although The Walking Dead tried that and it didn't work, so you know.
Yeah.
Just nuke the U.S.
Oh.
I can live with that.
It's not something you could address in a low budget movie like this, but something I've always wondered in these movies is like, is this a worldwide outbreak? Is it only the United States? And something I do appreciate about 28 Days Later, even though I don't love those movies, is that it is clearly confined to the UK. And the minute somebody tried to go outside of it, the original filmmakers came back and went, just kidding.
No.
No.
I haven't seen Years yet, but I know it ends really stupid.
No, it's peak.
Yeah.
I've heard it compared to Power Rangers.
Which is
a deliberate
a
choice.
really... I still find that kind of a surface level comparison.
That is the intention, though.
Yeah.
That's insane. Why?
Well, go watch
we'll
the movie.
Don't want.
Yeah, go watch the movie so you can see it in context.
No.
Because I'd actually be curious to see what you think. Because I found the Power Ranger comparison, like I said, to be kind of shallow.
It is set up.
Yeah.
It's established early on in the movie.
Are there
Without
Power Ranger
spoiling
references
that movie.
throughout the film?
Yeah.
There's one.
There's a prominent one at the beginning.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I need to watch that again before we do our rankings.
I loved it.
I thought it was pretty good.
But to answer your question,
Damn.
I think it's implied that it's confined to America in this, because they're trying to get to Canada. But then who knows? Canada also might be overrun.
Yeah, I was never sure if that was a sure thing or just, well, we don't know what else to do. Maybe it's not made it across the border.
Yeah.
This is very sad and real. I buy that this is a miserable couple.
The most sad shot in the movie.
Correct. That is depressing.
And I think
him becoming a zombie is the best thing that could have happened to her.
Oh.
Yeah, and I love this stretch of the movie when they're just getting bored. Because it's like 3 people, you know?
Yeah. They got too much stuff. They don't know what to do with it.
I'd be fine. And for the record, as much as I love this movie, I'm not gonna say it loses me here, and I get it for the story. But if I'm in this situation, dude, I'm not leaving. I am gonna be perfectly happy here for a long time.
Robert's like, I'm smarter than all the characters in this movie.
No,
survived
but
this no problem.
I like it. Like, so there is an urban legend surrounding this scene coming up that, because we're gonna flash to the ball hitting next to a corpse, that's a real corpse.
Mm-hmm.
That one right there.
I don't.
That doesn't look. That doesn't look like a real corpse.
Looks like a puppet.
Looks like
I don't.
Creep show.
I tend to.
We got a bunch of experts in what corpses look like over here.
Well, I'm just a skeptic asshole, but I tend to not take any of that like, urban legend movie stuff seriously.
No,
like the Munchkin thing in
yeah, well, that's
Wizard
been
of Oz.
disproven. Yeah,
that's That's
wait,
stupid.
what Munchkin thing?
The in the background of one shot, it looks like a Munchkin's like hung themselves.
Oh
yeah, but
was that disproven? Like I never heard that.
Yeah, because that's how it looked on like shitty VHS quality, and then somebody just said that and it stuck. But when you watch the movie in HD, it's like, yeah, that's something else. That's not.
It's a piece of equipment or something.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
$5 more gets you a bag of hard candies. Jesus.
Poltergeist is a big one that apparently used real corpses. I don't actually know if that's real or not. That's just a thing I've heard.
I think that is real, from based on what I
Oh, that one you'll believe. Okay.
Well, I think that's been confirmed by the people that work on it. Is the difference?
I'm just messing around.
No, you're not.
Oh.
It is not.
I like this room.
I don't like those chairs. Those chairs make me uncomfortable.
It's pissing me off.
Well, and like I was saying earlier, that's just part of what stands out with this one is we're not just stuck in one spot for the whole movie where nothing really changes. I enjoy the progression of seeing these rooms evolve and just being them continuing to add on to it, and it becomes more of a home.
Well, and I
love all that detail.
With what you were saying, I appreciate that. Like, ultimately, what undoes them, besides the biker gang, is they're bored, they're restless. And I think Romero is saying, despite everything in this movie, that he does believe. I think that despite everything Romero is saying, like, humans are supposed to move and adapt and evolve. You can't stagnate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the most unrealistic thing is they still have electricity.
Yeah. But where I am going to stand firm in my point that I would not get bored, though, is remember, they've only been here for like maybe 6 months. It's not like they've been here for years. I'm not saying I'd never get bored, but I hold out a lot longer than these guys did.
I think I'd be bored after 6
I
months.
Yeah.
You
they have
run out of
games
things
and
to
books
do.
and shit. Yeah.
And people get on each other's nerves, like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
I don't like being trapped in a house with somebody for like 2 days.
That's true.
But also, they're arguably responsible for their own downfall because it's going to be them fucking around here is what gets the biker gang's attention.
Yeah.
If they just laid low.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that's what undoes them is their own boredom, their need to.
Yep.
But also, they're not fucking around. He's teaching her how to fly it. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I just stand them all. I'm right.
Robert's like, women.
See,
Robert is fucking around.
Robert is doubling down on this so much that I'm almost convinced now that he wouldn't last a day.
Oh, I'm sure I'd die quickly, but it would not be from boredom.
No, I'm saying you'd only last like a day in the mall.
Guys, it's Tom Savini.
You never know when Tom Savini is going to be spying on you.
I love that like weird
comb that switchblade comb.
Which I don't know. I know Noah's seen it, but one of my favorite things in Land of the Dead is that he reprises that character as a zombie in Land.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And I just love the idea that he's been roaming around all these years.
Yeah. Of course, his greatest character.
I think I might be a little behind or ahead. I'm at 142.
Yeah, can somebody give him the timestamp?
I'm at 141.10.
Oh, okay.
How did you get ahead?
I don't know.
Well, we got Mario over here.
It's Mario. Mario, and Luigi Mario. Wario.
Of course,
Wario.
though, Tom Savini's best character is Sex Machine from.
Yes, correct.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Absolutely.
He's fucked up.
Fucked up.
You fucked up real bad. He sounds like
Ted. I want to see. Oh, I wasn't even trying to be Ted, but I just want to see a zombie movie where everyone has thick Chicago accents, just like Dennis Farina in a zombie movie.
Oh God.
The zombies there.
What the fuck?
I want to see.
Fuck is he zombie?
I want to see a zombie movie that takes place in like Minnesota.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
Imagine a zombie movie where everyone talks like that.
There's a zombie where
the next season of Fargo should just be a zombie.
I would tune into that.
Front yard.
You know, the worst thing about the zombie apocalypse is that the ranch is gonna go bad, you know.
Yeah.
Midwesterners love ranch. That's the joke. You know, once the ranch goes bad, I think there's gonna be riots in the streets, you know.
It is funny when Ken Foree, Peter, says that's a professional army down there. I think the rest of this movie disproves that. He's fucking around.
It's an unprofessional army.
Because they will do the dumbest shit.
It's peak. No, I remember the first time I watched this, I really wasn't catching on to some of the satire in this movie. When you get to the blood pressure thing, I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
That'd be fun.
No, I mean, I will maintain I think they are a professional army, but it's just like our main characters. They're bored, and now they're fucking around doing whatever they want.
Yep.
And of course, we're gonna get a whole pie scene later.
That's the greatest scene in cinema. Hayden, since this is only your second viewing, are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's good. Good movie.
It's a good movie.
Love Field of Dreams.
Well, I mean, you did always have you had questionable taste, so.
How do you not like Field of Dreams? Like,
It's dumb and bad.
Can I
No.
admit something to you guys? I've never seen Field of Dreams.
oh no, that's our next.
Same with
That's
either.
our next. That's our next one.
Oh, Robert hasn't seen it either. Okay.
Oh my
not
God.
alone.
I have seen it. Joking aside, it is a really good movie.
No, you
Also,
hate it.
Hayden,
Don't lie.
what are you talking about? Oh my God, you've seen like 7 movies.
Yeah, but I've seen like. I don't
Field
know.
of Dreams 2.
I've seen Field of Dreams. I don't think Field of Dreams
Dream
2
harder.
exists. Dream Harder.
I feel like that has to exist.
Field of Dreams, The Dream Warriors.
Oh my God, Kevin Costner versus Freddy Krueger.
Okay. Field of Dreams 2 Lockout is a 2011 movie.
Oh no.
2011.
Of course.
Why that?
Why?
Why that
Well,
far?
it's like Kindergarten Cop 2 and all those stupid direct-to-video sequels. Or Christmas Vacation 2.
Christmas Vacation 2 at least was
Oh, it's
only like
wait.
10 years after the original.
Okay, so it's a short film, so I guess.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, 89 to 2011 is a jump.
I mean, that's not the craziest thing that I've seen. And apparently it stars Taylor Lautner, and it's 3 minutes long.
That's Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
So in like 2011 or 12, I went to the Field of Dreams set and the field there, and I was like, that was cool. And then now there's a there's a major league stadium there.
Oh my
I'm
god.
like, why?
Well.
Why? The
Wow.
Check the admin.
Well, I
Check
just,
our admin chat.
What the
Okay.
hell is this?
that's fake.
It's not.
It's 3 minutes long and it's still rated PG.
Field of Dreams 2 is fake.
Not.
Two Field, Two Dream.
They also made a Showgirls 2 like 2 decades later.
Yep.
Guys,
There
what
it
are you
is.
doing, Showgirls on the
Yay.
channel.
No, it's your
Yeah,
favorite
I
scene.
When we
what's
start
that?
our Showgirls.
Hey, Hayden, you're missing the pie in the face.
I was looking at Field of Dreams 2.
God damn it.
Focus
Apparently it's
on
a
the
foot-
movie.
It's a football commercial, apparently.
I don't care. Zombies getting pied in the face is peak.
This is another good example of Romero's ability to juggle tones, because things are about to get real. Like shit's about to hit the fan.
Yeah, like this is goofy.
Right after this.
This is goofy, but it's also terrifying from our protagonist's point of view, where these people just broke in and
Yeah.
have now ruined their home.
Yeah.
And we're about to get like the big bloodbath in the movie where all the
Yep.
all the bikers are ripped apart.
Where all the effects budget went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's part of what too makes me curious about finally checking out the other cuts. Is I'm sure they're not just longer, but I'm sure a lot of these sequences are probably shuffled around a lot. Because I don't think Romero typically storyboards his movies like you're talking about. He just shoots a bunch of shit and then figures it out in editing. So I'm sure in those other edits, there's probably a lot of scenes and moments that are in a different order. That'd be interesting to see how it flows.
I remember the extended cut has some really weird pacing. I was like, oh, I can see why he cut this down to.
Now I want a remake of this set in a Bass Pro Shops.
No!
It'd be too small.
The Bass Pro Shops are huge, dude.
No!
Are they?
No!
Savini fell down.
Yay!
Oh my god, he's got the machete.
Oh, I got an ad.
What?
Oh,
What?
We're good.
okay. Do you need a timestamp?
I'm at 1:48:55.
I'm at 149.13.
Same.
Very good.
Skip ahead. Speaking of ahead, I said that as soon as that guy decapitated the...
Yes. Well, and also, timing. That's one of like the first like effects gags I learned about how they did with the machete to the face, which he'll do later in Friday the 13th Part 4.
Where it's reversed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where you just have the fake machete in the guy's face, and then just have them pull it back and then do it in reverse.
I love stuff like that.
We should do the machete. We should do the machete duology.
Yes.
I guess.
I
guess. I'm still waiting for Machete Ends.
Showgirls.
No.
The trilogy's not over yet. I'm still waiting for Machete Ends.
Oh no.
I'm still waiting for Showgirls Ends.
Showgirls.
What the fuck would that be?
I don't know. I haven't seen Showgirls 1 or 2.
Showgirls dies tonight.
Kills and Ends should always be the second and third movie titles.
Yeah.
Halloween Ends is at least like a decent title. Halloween Kills, what the fuck does that mean?
Sinners 2 will be Sinners Kills.
Well, the first one should have been called Halloween Returns, like it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that trilogy would have had some sort of cohesion.
That is one of my least favorite tropes, modern tropes, is the sequel that just uses the original movie's title. Like, stop it.
Oh, no.
And that movie,
why are we still doing that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to... Calm down.
No.
Halloween.
The lights are out.
Dawn of the Dead kills and Dawn of the Dead ends.
One thing I did want to talk about that John mentioned up top is the 3D conversion of this movie, which I've actually seen.
I did not know that.
I saw this in theaters with my friends a few years ago.
You're one of the only people.
Yep. And it was really good, except for one problem, where they fucked up the projector and the 3D was like inverted, so the wrong things were sticking out and it was really weird. Ooh. And then but my friend quickly realized I just have some glasses for reference, so instead of wearing them normally, what my friend figured out is when he flipped them upside down, then the 3D worked, then it looked correct. So I don't know how...
wear upside down glasses.
Yeah, it was fine. Like,
let's go. You can't wear glasses upside down.
How that would work? How would that work?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't care about the 3D, but I am a little jealous you got to see this in a theater.
Yeah, it was cool, and the 3D conversion was good.
Oh God,
like it didn't.
No, that's scary.
3D gives me a headache.
I can't see shit like this.
That's fucked up. I can't believe you just made me do that. Fuck you, Robert.
I feel really bad for Flyboy here.
Yes, this was the death that really shocked me the first time I watched this movie. You want it in a more conventional movie, you don't think he's gonna go. You think, oh, the couple are probably gonna be the last two survivors.
No, but I really like that it's Peter and Fran.
Me too. Oh no!
Tom Savini, no.
I love that edit where he shoots Tom Savini, he falls back, and then we cut, and Savini's like jumping over the ledge. It's like, oh, that didn't match great.
There's a wrestling botch that's kind of like that, where somebody pushes a guy, and it was Batista actually that was supposed to take the bump. He's clearly supposed to just fall, but he like jumps backwards, and it looks really weird.
But also when I saw this movie in theaters, it was a pretty long drive to get to that theater, so we were like, oh, we didn't want to like leave and talk to somebody or get. So once we figured out the glasses thing, we were like, okay, we'll just watch it, because we didn't know how the rest of that night was gonna go. We still got
that is not a situation I would want to be in.
Nope. Yeah, this idiot sombrero guy, what are you doing?
Why did you sit at the blood pressure cuff thing?
Because it's fun.
No, it's
Because
not.
it's fun,
So
Jan.
much Jan.
I
Get
don't
it.
want. I don't want to know that I have heart problems.
Oh. Well, and what's kind of sad is just right now, Flyboy could still make it. Like, that's just, he's wounded, but not like
Yeah.
fatally.
Well, he also really sells that injury because we're so used to movies when people get shot in the arm or shoulder, they're fine. Like it's a non-injury. This guy, it's like, oh, he's severely incapacitated. Like this is a problem.
And we're gonna get, I think, one of the other like iconic shots here in a minute.
Ugh.
Damn.
Yeah, like the blood looks extremely fake. You know, it looks like bright paint, but it's still effective. It's still gross.
I think it's really stylized.
Yeah.
But like the flesh being ripped open,
Yeah.
it's not realistic, but it looks gross.
Yes.
Yeah, and I will take stylized gore over just looking real. Obviously, the stuff in Day is better. Like, there's stuff in that still makes my skin crawl.
They sure are pulling at that wet Play-Doh.
Oh. That shot right there, I think that's the big one where the door opens and it's the zombies.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite jump scares ever. Again, that just really caught me off guard the first time I watched this movie.
I love that little choice from Kid 4A where he hears him scream. It's just like, damn it.
Yeah. Flatboy. Talk to me.
That's such a great shot.
Well, he's not flying anymore.
And this is claustrophobic as hell. We're just stuck in this little elevator with him. It's just brutal.
Oh, you just shot Tim Burton.
No.
Good.
Actually, that guy looked more like Grandpa Joe.
Okay, well that's good.
We hate Tim Burton in this house.
Yeah. Although, Hayden, have you seen Sleepy Hollow?
No.
Oh, you should. That's probably his best movie.
No, his best movie is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, shut up.
That is correct. Thank you, Hayden.
That movie's peak.
It is peak.
Peak trash.
I find parts of that movie funny bad.
Me too.
That's embarrassing.
No, it's funny bad.
That movie.
Really
there is nothing redeeming about that movie.
Johnny Depp's weird ass performance
is bad.
No, it's good.
No, I mean, my genuine.
I can't do that.
Yeah, where he's like the weird laugh he has.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I can't do the Wonka laugh.
Yeah. I mean, my genuine answer for best Tim Burton movie is probably Beetlejuice.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Well, Noah's favorite is clearly is Beetlejuice.
Sorry.
89 Sock.
I enjoyed Beetlejuice.
I love that whole blood pressure thing was worth it just for that close up of it going 0/0.
That was good.
Yes.
The gonk.
And the sequence is wonderful. This is just what Romero thinks of people. Like this is normal people through Romero's eyes.
This is the greatest piece of music in history.
And doesn't it play for a second in Day of the Dead? Somewhere where I was like, wait a second.
Like, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I need to rewatch it.
And I watched it recently.
Romero's in a
No, everybody talks about Bub, but this guy's zombie performance is so good. And I like that he's used as they have it to really hammer home that final theme of they remember. Like, he remembers that there's something there.
Which is another thing that doesn't carry over into the next movie. Because by the third one, it's what we think of as the mindless zombies.
Well, that's not true though, because Bub remembers stuff.
Well, that's true. That's fair, but Bub is like a specific case. Like that is.
But
the character
so I would argue that's because we're trapped in that small place, because he brings that back in Land of the Dead. Noah, do you remember that?
Not really.
Oh.
The gun just starts going off.
John whatever his last name is.
Leguizamo.
His character as a zombie remembers that he wants to kill Dennis Hopper, and so he goes and finds Dennis Hopper because he remembers where the city is.
Okay.
The way this guy twists his foot, it's painful to watch.
Yeah, I don't know how he walked like that. But no, I love this. Like, he's like, I know there's something there.
Let me in.
Let me in. Let me in.
Open the door.
I like that he's like chewing on it.
In hindsight, they could have fortified that a bit better.
No.
Yeah.
Throw a grenade.
Wait, did they ever show how they got up here, if that's barricaded?
Well, there's another way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so Hayden, the original ending for this movie where they had that mold was Fran was going to get out of the helicopter and Peter was going to shoot himself here, and then they changed it at the last second, and you can kind of tell where the change happens, Fran wasn't going to get away. Peter was going to shoot himself, and then Fran was going to stick her head in the helicopter blades, and that's why they had that mold that they just was like, Savini, shoot it with a shotgun. Because that, and I'm not exaggerating, that is how they got that shot. It's just Savini shot that damn mold with a shotgun.
No.
Oh.
Woman.
It's not a bad head explosion.
Not at all.
No, and I'm glad they went with this ending.
I think this ending fits
this
this
sweet spot for me. Yeah. I like a horror movie that has kind of a bittersweet, ambiguous ending, but like it's still a downer. It's not a happy ending.
Well, we'll talk about the Dawn of the Dead remake ending because I think it's insane. Especially because you have to stick through the credits to see it.
Oh. Brilliant.
Hey,
oh, yeah, you haven't seen that, have you?
No.
I'm excited to see what you think of it.
Oh, well.
No.
Oh.
Have fun with that.
Okay. Do you think it's going too far, though? The zombie holding the gun, like, to his head?
No, that's great.
No, that's great. It's like that shot of in A New Hope where Luke like looks down the lightsaber.
Oh yeah.
Like edits of that where it turns on.
Oh. They climb now.
They
climb now.
So this is a very mild criticism, but I kind of wish if you were going to change the ending, you would have done it more, because it feels like they just cut the scene from the original ending and then reshot like half a scene and awkwardly spliced them together. Because he sits there for like 5 minutes with that guy.
It's really drawn out. I love it though. It's a nice little triumphant moment when he snaps out of it.
And I like that they set it up too, because he grabbed that gun earlier in the gun store scene. I love this like cheesy TV music.
Stop punching them, just run.
He's Superman now.
They fly now?
Theme.
My headcanon is this scene was scripted the way it was with him shooting himself, but then this was entirely improv and he's just like beating the shit out of the zombie extras. Don't stop filming. This is good shit.
Ken, you're not supposed to punch the extras.
No, let him keep going.
No,
Keep filming.
I like punching.
Ken Voorhees lost his mind. It's fine. It's good.
He just does. He just leaves the guy with the gun.
Yeah. Oh, I like this one better.
And then he leaves and goes on to start his business from Devil's Rejects.
Well, no, first he becomes a truck driver for Halloween.
Devil's Rejects was for...
No, it's reverse timeline.
Buy the truck. We have to see him buy Moving Pictures by Rush.
I really want a... That should have been the prequel to Zombies Halloween, is the truck driver.
Joe Grizzly, put some respect on his name.
Forgot his name.
Joe Grizzly is peak.
Oh
He's
my god.
my favorite character in fiction.
I also need a Demon and a
What a
Needle
great movie.
spin-off from Friday 5.
So, Hayden, since this was your second viewing, kind of like a first viewing, thoughts?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh.
It's not like one of my favorite movies right now, but I like it.
Oh.
Alright, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, okay.
Can't believe you said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is
My
the second
bad.
This is the second greatest film in all of cinema.
Well, no, but
Yes.
no.
Well, I don't know about that,
No, it's-
but
The Goblins with Dario Argento.
It's a very good movie, though.
it's a good movie.
Good movie.
Noah, have you? It's been a while since you watched this, yeah?
Probably a couple of years, but I've seen this movie like 5 times or so before.
Did you have any kind of new experience or new like?
Not really.
Well.
You know, it's the movie's a masterpiece, and my thoughts are that are pretty much intact. So
Yeah, I've seen this movie so many times at this point. I have a pretty solidified like. It's a good movie.
Good film.
you can't really top
one of my
it, which is I'm glad that the remake didn't try to top it.
Yeah.
They're both good works that stand on their own.
It's true.
That's my mini review of the remake.
And the remake doesn't try to supplant it like the Night of the Living Dead remake does. Like they have completely different mission statements, which is part of what I find interesting about them.
Well, and we have like it's funny too. We have a remake trilogy, all from different filmmakers.
Yes, that are completely disconnected.
and 2 of them are good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Dawn of the Dead, the 1978 classic. If you're watching after the fact, please consider hitting that like and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one.